Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Frank. So thank you so much for that. And for the next series of videos, if you hear background noise like my neighbor's roosters again, or construction, people of that nature doing their business, I apologize. Just how it is. Also, for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, whether it be a review, it could be a re-review, it could be a topic, ranking list, a reaction to pretty much anything, commentary, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box down below. Now this is for the 1991 film Toy Soldiers. Now this is actually cool because I've been wanting to re-review this again. I had a review of this up. Sadly, it has not been up for a while. I think what happened is I put maybe like a TV spot or something in there, and YouTube does this thing. This is off tangent. Sometimes when you do that, it's fine. Sometimes it'll be fine, but then like 2 weeks or 2 months later, it just, nope, you're blocked. Just because. I still like to do that with videos from time to time. I know it's I don't know. It's funny, people could tell the entire film and show it like cinema sense, they're perfectly fine, but whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, Toy Soldiers from 1991. Always enjoyed it. Enjoyed it ever since I was a kid. Now, it's labeled a die-hard type of movie. I mean, yeah, there's terrorists that take over one setting, and you have, in this case, a group of people having to stop them. But if you say Die Hard, it makes you think of one type of film. There's action in it, but it's not spectacle. It's not like big, huge. They're serviceable action scenes. But again, if you say Die Hard, it makes you think of one type of movie when it's not. But I think it's still a good movie because the cast makes this work. The cast makes this work tremendously. The group of kids, they're teens at this prep school called Regis, where pretty much rich fathers and they send their sons here. You got Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings, from the Goonies. He's the rebel. You got Wil Wheaton from Star Trek The Next Generation. You got Teef Coogan, who I remember from Adventures in Babysitting. And then you have about 2-3 others. They're a group that will pull harmless pranks, but most of all are good kids. The Dean is played by Gossett Jr., who I've always enjoyed from Iron Eagle, Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. He won the Oscar for An Officer and a Gentleman. Your bad guy is Andrew Divoff, before he was the Wishmaster. And I think Andrew Divoff has gone on record in saying this is one of his favorite roles. I remember when I reviewed this in the past, I thought, man, they're never going to make another film with kids in danger in a school. Of course, I was wrong about that because they did another film just a year ago called Run, Hide, Fight. Granted, it didn't get much traction, and I did like the film. I would say I liked this film more, but I did like that film, so, you know, a film did get made. I'm just saying it's not something you were going to see often. And then based on the reception of that movie, that's even more so. But I still like Run, Hide, Fight. But a lot of people got mad because, oh, it's in bad taste. I'm like, it's a movie. It's a movie, guys. It's funny, they say that's in bad taste, but then Titanic, a love story. Oh, all these innocent people that got killed in real life. Let's have this schmaltzy love story in the middle. That's not in bad taste. Okay. Whatever. People pick and choose what they want. And see, this is about this kids who, like I said, they're play pranks, but they're harmless. They have this little scam going with this liquor and this mouthwash bottle, and then someone takes it. Wait a minute, asshole! This is mouthwash. No. That's the trick of it. It smells like mouthwash. It tastes like mouthwash. But it is liquor. And people are like, no, asshole, this is mouthwash. And they have good chemistry with each other. Granted, some of the other kids, you don't have a lot of development on. Like, even like Teef Coogan, who, like I said, I remember from Adventures in Babysitting. In that film, he's one of the kids. He gets the knife in the foot, and you kind of find out it wasn't really in his foot, it was just in his shoe. The older brother of the little girl who's a big fan of Thor, that's Teef Coogan. He's been in other stuff too. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He's good in the film, but like I said, if you were to ask me to name 3 things about that character, I couldn't tell you. So it would have been nice to see more development on some of these characters, at least get to know them a bit more. And then Sean Astin, like I say, he's probably the one we get to know the most about. And I like his friendship with Louis Gossett Jr., who's the dean. And they kind of have a butting of heads, but like Louis is not a total asshole. He's pretty fair to the kids. And Sean said, I guess you don't tip me out, huh? No, 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 no. I'm not going to tip you out. I'm going to wear you out. See, all these other schools you get kicked out of and it's not working. So no, I'm going to wear you out. And see, the next thing you're going to do is these pots and pans. So that's what I mean. He's a dean, he's the boss, but he's fair. And it's cool that he gets a little bit in the action at the end. But yeah, I've always been a fan of Louis Gossett Jr. You also have Denholm Elliott, Marcus Brody from Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade. He's one of the teachers there. He does a good job on that. The whole plot is Andrew Divoff is part of this terrorist group that want to get his dad released. His dad is a drug lord. In order to do that, they decide to take over this prep school, ransom it, so hopefully his drug lord father will be released. Now, yeah, when you watch it again, there is some stuff that you question, man, sometimes they're pretty lax with these kids. Like, the security's not as tightened up. Like, they seem like they're a bit more free to do what they want. I don't know if that would really happen. I have a feeling they would just put them all in one go and have guns on them, and hey, if you want to piss, piss. Or, we'll follow you with a gun, and you go in a group. Same if you want to shit. Food, water, well, you don't sit there and eat it. But it's a movie. I went along with it. And they had to be more free, otherwise how would they be able to plan? And that's the thing, it's less about action, it's more about planning, using their wits, their knowledge of the school, their past history with pranks. Like, they find someone who has a remote control plane and get that equipment to maybe deal with this bomb. Things of that nature. Meetings, plannings, sketching faces, try to come up with a plan to maybe get to the outside and give them at least some info. And the teens working together. And like I said, if the cast didn't work, the movie would not have worked. Like, there's a bit of dialogue where you have this one guy that keeps getting called a WOP. He said, don't call me that. Okay. Can I call you an asshole? Fine. Yeah, you can call me an asshole. So yeah, granted, I wish some of them got a bit more development of what they had to do. There was, I still felt, I liked this group of kids, and I wanted to see them pull through. And Andrew Divoff, some may say he's going a bit over the top, but if that's the case, it's in the right way, in the right spirit. But Andrew Divoff has always been a talented actor. Even from, before this, he was in Another 48 Hours. I think one of the reasons he's proud of this role is it is one of her first big roles. I mean, and he was in Another 48 Hours, but even that, you have other bad guys, other stuff going on, including even Brian James and all that. Here, he's front and center as the villain, and he gets a lot of scenes to stand out. I liked his back and forth with Sean Astin at times, and in this type of movie, you do need a solid villain, and Andrew Divoff pulls that off fairly well. Like I said, it might not be the most realistic, with the kids having a bit too much freedom, but I'm fine with it because I view it as escapism. And it is rated R. It's not diluted. See, if you want to see this done the wrong way, in my opinion, there was a film back in the day called Masterminds. Not the Masterminds with Zach Galifianakis. This is the one from like 97, which tried to be Die Hard in the school, only it was like PG-13. It was a teen but flick, but it was kidified still. Patrick Stewart was the villain. I remember one of the, I think, TV spots. It had the song, "Ready to go, Papa, I'm ready to go." It was bad guys taking over a school. And, you know, this teen tried to be a fucking John McClane wannabe, but he wasn't the best. That's the thing, the lead wasn't the best. It was diluted PG-13. It was cool to see Patrick Stewart, but he was like Masterminds. Like, to me, that's how you do this the wrong way. This is still R-rated. There's still people that die. I won't mention it for those who haven't seen the film. It's got a pretty decent score. I especially like the score in the finale. Those who want action, again, if you think it's going to be Die Hard spectacle or cliffhanger speed, The Last Boy Scout even, you may be disappointed, but you do get a bit of action at the end. It's at least serviceable. I mean, it's not going to be True Lies or Die Hard with a Vengeance, but it's more than serviceable. And overall, it's an entertaining film. It's directed by Daniel Petrie Jr. Now, this is a guy that actually wrote the original script for Beverly Hills Cop. Now, granted, to be fair, that script got changed and ad-libbed, and most would say the final product was more ad-lib from Eddie Murphy and people on the set. So that's, I mean, like, I don't know how much credit you can really give Beverly Hills Cop, the final product, to Daniel Petrie. But he also did help write Turner and Hooch with Tom Hanks. He wrote Shoot to Kill, underrated film with Sidney Poitier, may rest in peace, and Tom Berenger. And he did not direct a lot of movies, Daniel Petrie Jr. The only other film he directed that I recognize is In the Army Now with Pauly Shore. Which, that's actually my favorite Pauly Shore film. I actually like In the Army Now and find it funny. I wish I had a Blu-ray. I think this does have a Blu-ray, but it doesn't have features on it. Could be wrong on that. I don't know. I don't have the Blu-ray. I just have the DVD. But yeah, the same guy who directed this would go on to direct In the Army Now, and that is a Pauly Shore film I do enjoy. So overall, Toy Soldiers, I think, is a pretty decent flick. I don't think it was goofy. I don't think it was silly. I think it's a nice, fun escapism that, if you get into the cast, like I said, Wil Gossett Jr. and Andrew Divoff and Denholm Elliott, great support for these younger guys. Yeah, I don't think there was an actor that stuck out that was so egregiously bad or anything of the sort. I thought some of the dialogue was kind of funny and witty with the way they interact with each other. The direction I thought was competent enough compared to a lot of stuff I've seen nowadays. And overall, if you like that type of escapism, if you watch the trailer or anything, give it a look. I think it's worth a look. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.